Okay, everybody. Well, a lot of people are leaving X these days. The reason is probably because they don't like Elon Musk and Trump. You're not on social media for a political, reason. And if you are there for political reason, well, it's okay. You can speak your mind. That's a place where you can, tell the truth or what you think. So censorship is not a reason, and quitting a social media for a reason that is too toxic. Seems to me that those people who are leaving are toxic. I'm going to tell you why. I've been kicked out of many of those social medias because I was telling the truth about what was really happening. And for national security reason, I think I've been kicked out. Because Bill Gates is into what we call the deep state. Just think about his amount of money that he's got. That tells a lot. I'm not going to tell you more than that on Bill Gates, but it's just an example. So, Bill Gates got his own, which is LinkedIn. And he's kicking people out. So, Elon Musk don't kick anybody out. They're leaving. They're quitting. So, it's completely the opposite. So, Elon Musk is into the Trump administration somehow. And Bill Gates is an enemy of the Trump administration. So people are quitting X because they're afraid of something, I think. Or they completely disagree with what's going on, with what people are saying, and they're saying it's too toxic. What is toxic? What is toxic, man, is the vaccine that you put into the body of the human on the planet, and the drugs that you make, and the viruses that you make. This is the thing. This is not toxic at all. This is a place to speak our minds. So censorship has no place. Even though people got arrested, for saying things like Julian Assange. And we can talk about somebody called Jack Teixeira. Supposedly this guy leaked all the information of the Pentagon. This guy alone. Man, this guy must be so fucking amazing. I don't know who he is, but he leaked the thing on Discord. Yeah. And Discord, well, is any place that you can speak your mind to. So this guy's, probably has something to say. And he's been arrested, supposedly. Now, some people are just afraid that they've been stolen a lot of data from hacking. But they don't want to tell the world about it because they're too ashamed of it. It's understandable because, when hundreds of millions of people that your clients or whatever, that data has gone to where? You know where? Probably China. Oh, it's China for sure. It's always China. They try to say something else all the time, but it's always China targeting the UN. They're probably targeting the UN because they started the whole thing in Wuhan. And now, they call it the Chinese virus. It's not a Chinese virus, man. It's not even a virus. So they're probably the first target of the thing was in China. That was why it started out there. And then they said that the Canadian one, the first one, well, it traveled from Wuhan China to Canada and they bring the virus here. I don't give a shit about that. It's not true. Okay, all this information is fucking false, man. What is true about that is that it's directed energy weapons attacks by people. Those people got attacked by China. And probably they wanted to fight back, because they can't do all symptoms with those directed energy weapons of COVID-19. It's hard to understand, but they can. Okay, I can't tell about that. Okay, I've been attacked with those things for a long time before COVID-19. They've been targeting people with that for a long time. I'm not the first one at all. All the United Nations probably did that, but they did it even more wider in conspiracy, that is the COVID-19 pandemic, or whatever you call it. And the attacks were done by NATO people. All the NATO nations, United Nations is the same thing. It's the military of the United Nations, or the European Union, which is kind of the same, the same. So this is how they do it, believe it or not. And Robert Kennedy is into something. Robert Kennedy Jr. Is into the Trump administration, and he's into something. He's into the health and drugs and stuff like that. He's anti-vaccines and into the 5G signals that creates problems to the health of human body. 5G. Man, they should think about the directed energy weapons instead, because this is what really is harming people. So, those people use those weapons. They can attack just about everybody. Just about everybody. At any time. It could be you. At any time. Because you're gonna think that you got the flu, and that it's not that. No, it cannot be that. I cannot be that with the directed energy weapons, and they cannot see me. How can this be that? Well, yes, they can. Of course they can. They've got the technology. All the research in UK and the US and the military complex, the research laboratory, the Navy, all that, man, they're all into directed energy weapons and all electromagnetic optical stuff that goes through walls. And it's easy to track somebody, man, you wouldn't believe it. If you think it's hard to track a person, well, they can track a missile into the sky, an hypersonic. So they can track you at any time. In your house, anywhere, man. They've got the technology for that. We're in 2024. Wake up, guys. Okay? I'm telling you. 2024, guys. Wake up. Directed energy weapons attacks. It's possible. Just think about Havana syndrome. There's been a lot of disinformation about it. It's CIA people getting attacked and telling lies. So there's probably those idiots from the CIA, who started this idea of COVID. And they put a number to it, which was really suspicious to me, which was 19. About 3 years after the attacks of Havana syndrome, of Cuba, embassies. So it's strange because Canadians were attacked too. Diplomats. And then they came here and then they were told to shut up about it. Shut the fuck up, man. Don't talk about it. Yeah, because of people like me. And probably they had the plan of COVID-19 in mind for a long time. But they didn't know when to shoot that out, when to start that out, and it was to the Trump administration. in the middle of his administration, probably to make some interference into trying to not elect Donald Trump, that Donald Trump get elected. Because this guy can do a lot to those people. He's already doing a lot of harm. He put, man, you should. It's Ratcliffe of the CIA, my friends. And then a lot of people at the Pentagon are gonna be fired really soon. General Milley is gone. This guy is gone, man. Just like many people that Trump personally was attacked personally by people like Jack Smith and the FBI, man. The whole FBI, like Christopher Wray, is gone. It's obvious that this guy is gonna be fired very soon, but we don't know who's gonna replace Christopher Wray. But just the fact that Elon Musk, the richest person on earth, supposedly is in the Trump administration, is something incredible. Because most of the time, the people with the money goes with the Democrats, with the deep state. But now they're going, they're changing their minds, and they say, no more. No more crap. No more Democrats, no more deep state, no more this, that. So Trump's gonna be doing business. Not dictating, but, man, he's gonna rule the country as a business. And like Elon Musk says, with SpaceX and Tesla and everything that he's doing with Starlink or whatever, the government of the United States is like a really great company or a corporation, but really bad people as employees. So now what Trump is doing it right. He's putting the right people at the right place. So it's gonna be like a business with very good employees doing the job, and we hope and we think a lot of people are thinking that the country will be well better. I'm talking about the United States. For the whole rest of the world, man, there's gonna be a lot of sanctions. It's gonna be a fucking mess. For Canada, it's gonna be a fucking mess because they're not with the U.S. and anything. Trump is separating that. He hates Canada. And he probably hates UK too. He probably knows a lot about UK. He's an American. He's born in the United States. He's been president for 4 years. So he knows what the UK and NATO and all this stuff about Ukraine and Hunter Biden, because there's a lot of stuff about Hunter Biden that we don't know and we gotta know, because he's got some money invested in Ukraine, in gas and oil, and there's a lot of we don't know into his laptop too that was found. So the FBI, was found that out, and they checked that out. What the fuck is that, man? So they didn't tell anybody, and they kept that secret for the reason that it was harming the Biden family. But, it's going to come out anyway. Everything's coming out these days. What don't we hear about anymore about the COVID thing? No masks, no soap, no social distancing, no vaccines anymore, no variants. You know what I mean? So, all that was all a fucking conspiracy. Obviously by the UN, United Nations. So, the prime ministers of every single country who told the people to take the jab, which is harming to their body, man, they're responsible for harming them, their own population. You're the leader of a country and you tell your population, take the jab. You gotta take the jab. wear the mask. Okay, little lockdowns, you gotta lock down for 2 weeks. You know, it was all a thing of control and surveillance and directed energy weapons attacks. So it's the same as total information awareness on me, but in a, you know, much smaller, well, targeting. So be careful, guys, about what's happening. I'm telling you, it's directed energy weapons attacks that created the COVID-19 symptoms of everything. The virus don't exist. There's no virus into the COVID-19 thing. Just think about the people, the Freemasons doing stuff. They're the ones who created the 666 number of the beast. Yeah. And strangely did the 9/11/911 at the start of the century and the millennium. So then now we see COVID-19. Same people. You know, does HIV's got a number? Does Ebola's got a number? Does monkeypox got a number? Well, H1N1 is a flu thing. So I'm going to leave you on that. COVID-19 is directed energy weapons attacks. And you got to believe it or not. It's yours, but that's where we're going to come out. Just like, we're going to hear about what really happened in Cuba. You know, the people who got dizzy and everything, and then they got a concussion. And it's a syndrome. So they probably use this thing as syndrome. Okay, virus, syndrome, virus. Okay, we create a virus with our directed energy weapons. We're going to fight back with that. So now China is fighting back with cyber attacks. It's not the same kind of attacks, but they're much more harming. They can harm hundreds of million people at the same time in a matter of milliseconds. Just, well, putting out the data and it's over. So it's retaliation from China. You know, it is strangely, it happened. It started beginning, you know, with these things, with having the syndrome thing, and even before that. So China is a threat to the whole United Nations people. I mean the population, because they're stealing their personal data. So man, I could speak for a long time, you know. I got a lot to say. But there's enough information into this thing that is interesting. So you know, you keep following me, and you're gonna have the truth. As long as I'm not kicked out of the social media called X, which I got access to, I cannot get into LinkedIn. Impossible. I can get into Truth Social, but cannot upload videos though. Strangely. So it's not Donald Trump blocking me. Of course, it's not the Truth Social team. It's obviously somebody else who surveilling me and hacking my stuff. Like they always do, because, you know, I had problems yesterday the same way because of, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. All that to say that you keep following me, you're going to have the truth, my friend. My friends, thank you.